We're at a very fun point in the market. And why I'm saying that is it feels like in very short order, the market is going to make a very significant move one way or the other, whether that's bullish or whether that's bearish. SHIB is doing something now that's been consistent over the last 7 days, showing there's this big buildup of the energy. And at some point, again, that energy has to escape. It has to break out of the bottle. And I want to talk about that in this video with you guys, talk about some potential scenarios, go over a few pieces of news here as well. So if you are new or haven't already, show your support for the channel down below. Hit that subscribe button, that bell. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So SHIB did close green yesterday. It closed up just as much of the market did. We were actually up 2.84%. And we are starting the day green right now, where it's about 7:05 a.m. Central Standard Time. U.S. money is just starting to wake up, and I'm very curious to see where the day heads. We do get some unemployment data today, or some jobs data today, which I think is going to obviously play a big part into what the Fed does tomorrow. Remember, FOMC meeting conclusion is tomorrow, where right now expectations are for an interest rate decrease, but it seems like it's not quite priced in yet. The market is still kind of hesitant here. But that being said, we are seeing very strong conviction. We're seeing a lot of accumulation take place. And actually, coincidentally enough for Shiba Inu, we have seen us touch this 20-day moving average every single day over the last week, the last 7 days. That is showing you that SHIB right now is pushing really hard on the ceiling. It keeps banging its head on the ceiling. And the question is will we get enough push from the bottom to send us through the top of this, which could actually take SHIB to some prices even higher than what we saw back here on the 3rd. Now, this isn't a guarantee or anything like that, because just as we are seeing this energy build up here to a very pivotal moment in the charts, you could also see the kind of the rug pulled out from under us, if that makes sense. Because right now what we're watching is BTC build this big ascending triangle, which is a bullish formation, and it may bang its head on the roof here a few times. And then it's a question of, hey, do we get that extension to about 100K, or are we going to drop test support at about 86, or potentially even come down to 74, right? This is what we do not want to see. I mean, granted, excuse me, it would give us some pretty big opportunities throughout the market. I'd be very curious to see how altcoins perform during that. If we get that rejection, you could potentially be talking about SHIB coming, oops, didn't have my drawing tool there. We could potentially talking about SHIB coming all the way down to about 5072. And again, I'm not bearish at this time. And I'll explain why here in just a moment. But if we do get this extension out of here, again, we could be talking about SHIB testing this longer term trend here, which is about 5097 before trying to make an attempt back at dropping off a zero. Okay. And again, I'm not playing things both ways. I am on the bullish side of this because for a few reasons. First of all, with the weekly candle close for BTC in this last week, looks similar to the one last time we saw right before things got very, very wild. This was actually late in 2024. So everything is kind of playing out to a similar manner as late 2024, as in basically the mid-summer of 2025. There are a lot of consistencies there. What we're also seeing, like I talk about in a later ADA video, is liquidity is continuing to rise still week after week after week. There's a lot of capital right now that's been positioned in the crypto market. And then now it's a question of, will that capital that's on the sidelines start to move into assets? Something I want to point to here as well is the White House Press Secretary Leavitt says Trump is going to give a positive economic speech today. So something to pay attention to there. Something else here, President Trump says immediate rate cuts is a requirement for the next Fed chair. We obviously know that Jerome Powell's term is going to be up this next year, and it sounds like right now they are finalizing a candidate for this. It sounds like it's come down to a short list of names. We know that basically getting rates back down is something that they're very much focused on, and that we haven't been able to accomplish here in 2025. So we're making some progress to get to that direction. It sounds like inflation is starting to get a little bit stagnant on many different fronts, on the production front, on the consumer front. And what I mean by stagnant is by meaning that inflation's not running out of control. We're still above 2%. We're still above the target, but it's not like we're surging to, 6% inflation like we were during COVID or anything like that. So everything is looking pretty good right now. Capital is moving into the market. There's a lot of people stuck on the sidelines. All these ETFs are launching, right? It seems like at some point here, this thing is going to just blow wide open. And obviously we just have to hope that it's going to be a positive move. Things are looking good for SHIB. Exchange supply is staying low. Holders are back on the rise again. So that's all very promising. So my question for you guys is, will we finally break through this 20-day moving average in a confirmed way? Was this in fact our bottom for Shiba Inu? Is this in fact the moment where we can send and start a big glorious recovery? But have a great day. Show your love below. Let me know your thoughts. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.